To understand how ultrasound works, let's keep it simple. Ultrasound uses a special tool called a transducer, which sends sound waves into the body. These waves bounce off different parts inside and come back to the transducer. Then, a machine turns these returning waves into pictures of the body's organs. Think of ultrasound as a bunch of tiny waves traveling through your body. They're created, sent out, and received by the transducer. Here's how it happens. The transducer has little parts called piezoelectric elements. When electricity goes through them, they move back and forth, making pressure waves. These waves travel through your body, bounce off things inside, and come back to the transducer. The transducer takes these echoes and turns them into images we can see. That's how ultrasound helps doctors see inside the body. Ultrasound image formation. Ultrasound helps doctors see inside the body by creating images, like slices of a cake, one after the other. Let's use the example of looking at the right kidney. The doctor moves the ultrasound tool, called a transducer, around to get different views. When the doctor turns on the ultrasound, it sends a tiny jolt of electricity to the transducer. This makes a pulse, like a little sound wave, that travels through the body really fast, about 1,540 meters per second. As this pulse hits things inside, like the kidney, some of it bounces back to the transducer. These bouncing waves are then turned into black and white pictures on the screen. Since we know how fast sound moves, the machine can figure out exactly where the things in the body are. If something is close to the surface, it shows up at the top of the picture. But if it's deeper inside, it shows up at the bottom. The machine works quickly enough to show moving pictures in real time. Actions. Let's simplify how ultrasound works, including some important terms like attenuation, reflection, and frequency effects. When ultrasound waves travel through the body, they can lose strength over distance. This weakening is mainly because the waves get absorbed by the body tissues, turning into heat. So, as the waves go deeper into the body, they become weaker, making it harder to see deeper structures. But don't worry, most ultrasound machines have a trick to help with this. They adjust something called time gain compensation, or gain, to make the deeper structures brighter and easier to see. Reflection happens when an ultrasound wave hits something, like a bone, and bounces back. Imagine it like a ball bouncing off a wall. The angle it comes back at is the same as the angle it went in. Bones are really good at reflecting ultrasound waves, creating shadows behind them. Sound frequencies. Understanding sound frequencies is like listening to music from your neighbor's house. The low bass thumps often make it through the walls, while the higher notes might not. Each sound wave has a cycle, which includes a positive and negative pressure change. The distance it travels during one cycle is called the wavelength. We measure how many cycles happen in a second to determine the frequency, which is expressed in hertz. Humans can typically hear frequencies between 16 and 20,000 Hz. Anything higher than 20,000 Hz is ultrasound, which we can't hear. In ultrasound imaging, we use frequencies between 1 and 20 MHz. Smaller parts in the ultrasound tool vibrate faster, creating higher frequencies, while larger parts vibrate slower, making lower frequencies. Different frequencies affect the clarity of the ultrasound image. Lower frequencies penetrate deeper into the body, which is useful for seeing deep structures. Higher frequencies give better resolution for things closer to the surface.